You are watching Travel World Online.
A very important business session, Hotels in the New Normal, was organized by IATO. The session was moderated by Homer Mistry, CEO, Trailblazer Tours, favorite of all. The panelists were who's who of hotel industry of India, that includes Mr. Nakul Anand, Executive Director, ITC Hotels and Chairman Faith, Mr. Puneet Chhatwal, MD and CEO, The Indian Hotels Company Limited, Mr. Anurag Bhatnagar, COO, The Leela Palaces, Hotels and Resorts, and Mr. Ajay Bakaya, Managing Director, Sarovar Hotels and Resorts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all those who are still standing outside. Friends, today is a very important day. For the first time, at least from the years that I'm doing, for the first time in the history of IATO convention, we have 4 of the top bosses, not top, ultra top bosses, the ultimate, from 4 of the leading chains in India. So we are very fortunate, and thank you very much, sir, for taking out time and coming. So going forward, a lot of change has happened in the last 2 years. All of us sitting over here have walked through fire without oxygen. We've survived and we are here. But in the last 2 years, there have been many changes that took place, and each hotel has done a lot of new things. There are new projects. There are new, a lot of activities have happened. There are new brands which have been launched. And before we start, it would be best to understand from each one of them as to what they have done in the last 2 years, how they have managed to thrive. Thank you very much. And may I start from here? Anurag, you can explain, how everything is going on, how you managed the last 2 years. If you can share the mic. And you all can, each one can at least tell us so that we are aware what has happened in the last 2 years. Thank you.
I think the last 2 years for us in our journey was almost reimagining and reinventing our business, because none of us were prepared for what awaits us. It was like walking into a wall and ensuring that you can stand your ground. So I think we took this opportunity actually I use the word opportunity, for us to almost reset and reimagine everything, because in the cycle of growth where Leela was 2 years back and what our strategic objectives are over the next 5 years, we took upon this period as 18 months as something to reset. We opened 3 hotels, including this one, and whilst we added 900 keys, we were able to ensure that we brought in a lot of technology which was majorly needed. A lot of it was driven because of contactless check-in and absolutely the requirements of protocols. We focused a lot on brand, we focused a lot on people. We did, I would say, try to bring in efficiencies, and which was the need of the hour, to ensure that we could manage our fixed costs more efficiently and try to have savings which are more permanent in nature rather than being ad hoc savings. So I think this is something that I'm sure all hospitality companies did, focusing on the brand, core values. This also gave us an opportunity to understand what we need to do different and do better going forward, because as your topic is today, when the new normal awaits us, how prepped we were as an organization to own the upswing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, there's a lot of action happening in Taj, more than 200 properties. We want to listen to it all.
Let me first start with, I see Mr. Mehra is hiding behind the camera. Hi, he's there. Okay. So, it's thanks to this gentleman and the rest of the IATO team whose perseverance paid off. He never gave up how to get all of us here. Thank you. See, every crisis, as they all say, it's not my words, is an opportunity. Right? So, as Anurag said, for whatever reason, way back in February 2018, we had announced something called Aspiration 2022. And fortunately for us, it was built on the 3R principle of reimagining our brandscape, restructuring our portfolio, and re-engineering our margins. So when March of 2020, the COVID struck us, we were able to immediately adapt ourselves and went from a aspiration to reset 2020. So that's the background to it. And we were maybe better positioned because we had started the work long time ago. It was not that a crisis came and we had to start. So I would echo what Anurag said. The crisis gave us an opportunity as an industry. Now this is not about Taj Group or Indian Hotels. Globally, to really put all costs under a microscope. So suddenly we realized fixed costs are not really fixed. Fixed costs can also be semi-variable costs. Suddenly we realized there is a need for other businesses because if your revenue drops by 90%, normally in some markets even by 100% because there was a complete lockdown, so you did not have long stay guests, and your fixed cost structure or your cost structure is so high, being a capital intensive and a labor intensive industry, how are you going to keep paying your expenses? So I think at that point of time we were blessed to do several things to which I'll come later. But basically I think the industry, and I think before on a panel Anil from ITC said that we have to strike off that 1 year, but that 1 year gave us the learnings if we execute properly over the next 10, 20 years, and some of those things we have to keep. We should not fall back. Tourism and hospitality industry is somehow as resilient as it is. I always call it like a plastic ball. You put it and push it under water and it comes back up the moment you release the pressure. I hope our cost structures, our business models don't come back up as and when this COVID is gone, because the higher the profits in the industry, the higher will be the investment, the higher will be the return on capital employed would be higher, and our industry will become very, very attractive. And that's what we are here to discuss, how to make this industry more attractive.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Context, because I think it's Lenin who said that there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when decades happen. And this is the first time that the tourism industry has seen such an event and has come to know what is a black swan event. This has totally influenced all our thinking. Now, influences come in three forms. They come in opinions, which are ripples on the surface, shallow and easily changed. They come in terms of attitudes that are currents below the surface, deeper and stronger. And they come in terms of values that are which are deep tides, slow but yet too powerful. This one was not slow, this was very powerful, and this is what caused really a value change. But when values change, something else happens with it. Black Death ended federalism. World War II made US the most powerful nation. It brought a lot of women in the workforce. 9/11 reshaped transportation and security policies around the world. SARS led to increasing of e-commerce. The current crisis, Zoom became the Kleenex of the VC world, etc., etc. So, and as Puneet rightly said, that in every adversity, there can be an opportunity. But what was the seismic shift? The seismic shift that caused, or the value change that caused, that health moved right into the front. And everything that we do is now being governed by health. We began to realize, till now, we believed as human beings, if I am not unwell, I am well. That psyche totally changed, right? It now began to see that how healthy I am, and that health comes in from immunity, how immune I am. Today, people don't talk of lifespan, right? Or health span, they talk of lifespan. Lifespan is how many years I'm healthy. I could be living for 90, but if in the last 20 years I've been not well, etc., I'm not, and therefore immunity is very important. Thus, everything began to be driven by health. Sustainability got linked to health. Why? If I am not well, if the planet is not well, I cannot be well. Therefore, there's a linkage between wellness and hoteliering, always interlinked and always will remain interlinked. Food and beverage. Let food be my medicine, right? So otherwise, medicine will become your food. Any possible building that you live in, sleep is related to health. Entire 360-degree of hotel, we have to examine, and we had to examine every possible touch point, digitalize what is possible, and without losing warmth, make them touchless as much as possible, was really one of the key initiatives that the hotels took. We all grew. We had a number of hotels. We realized that there was a need for 2 more brands. We created 2 brands. One was Story and one was Memento. Story as small boutique hotels. We realized the importance of these hotels. But I think different to some of the other chains, our brands are not hierarchical. They are horizontal, right? Each one is experience-based and not price-based. Story, for instance. Every hotel has a story to tell and a secret to share. It's built around a story, and this we believe is the way looking forward. Without much ado, I think what was the need of PR, and sort of Puneet mentioned part of it, we started what was called the Be Assure program. We had to move safety, we had to move cleanliness, right? Clinical cleanliness rather than just aesthetical cleanliness. Hospital level cleaning, we had to give the assurance. Moments of truth became moments of trust. We had to infuse trust in the consumer that we are a healthy chain or we are healthy hotel chains, etc. Therefore, we started the Be Assure program. The Be Assure program tied up with DNV on international certification, whether it's PHI, whether it's the internal air quality, whether it is the volatile surfaces that we use. Every practice was questioned, etc. Thirdly, Puneet rightly said again, we learned about costs. We should have realized this long back, that in a business that is cyclical in nature, your costs have to be as variable as possible. However, 65 to 70% of our costs were fixed costs. This business or this down cycle taught us that in adversity, how bad we were and how we had to convert. We had to look at very, very creative ways to convert fixed costs into variable costs. And I truly compliment, I'm not talking about us as a chain, I'm talking about him, I'm talking about him, I'm talking about Leela, I'm talking about Taj, I'm talking about each one of us, I think, found unique ways, shared ideas. Instead of competing, we cooperated or co-opted with each other to make sure this is happening. I think just a word of caution before I hand over to Ajay. Puneet rightly said, it's up to us now to watch that these costs don't go up. Somebody once very wisely told me that costs are like fingernails, right? The more you cut, the more they grow. Right? So I only hope that we're able to sustain these costs.
COVID, that life is more important than business. We also learned harshly that business must survive and go on. We did most of the things that the others did. We did some things wrong, and I think I'd like to share a couple of them here. We had to let go, one way or the other, 50% of our workforce in our hotels over the last 21 months. Now, since the last 3 or 4 months when business picked up and we're wanting those people to come back, they're not there. Whether the boys are selling chai in Uttarakhand or whether they're doing something else wherever, or whether they just are not enamored with hotels anymore, those people, or a large number of those people, are not available. And in my interaction with different hotel people over the last couple of days in Delhi, it's increasingly abundant that the single largest challenge facing the hotel industry is the dearth of manpower. So while we knocked that cost on the head over the last 2 years, and I think we had no choice, we didn't have money in the pocket, so you had to knock that cost down. That cost is going to bounce back fairly significantly. The other thing we did wrong in some of our hotels is chop the cost to such an extent that plant and machinery upkeep suffered. I think that's a lesson we've learned, not to do that in the future. On the good side, in terms of innovation or brainstorming, we converted one of our hotels in Gurgaon into a hospital for 2 months. This was at a time when you could not find oxygen cylinders, you couldn't find beds in hospitals, and we tied up with the hospital chain, we tied up with an elder care chain, we had institutional funding come in the picture, and we totally converted the hotel into a hospital with oxygen cylinders, with oxygen concentrators, with doctors in the hotel round the clock, nurses, ward boys, the works. And I think we ended up saving a lot of lives in our small way. So the lesson was adaptability. It took a lot because nobody from your hotel team really wanted to be there. So you had to be the first one to get into the hotel and say, here we are guys, put on a mask and let's get this going. Those are some of our lessons, Omar. Thank you.
Thank you. It was very clear, so we got a good idea, not only from a hotel to a hospital, that is what we've learned. I tried to make some slides. Unfortunately, technology is not helping us. So if you don't see the slide, you won't be able to answer. So maybe you might have to keep looking at the back because this is not working. So sometimes they show us, but mainly I want the slides to be there and not us. If you can put it on, please. Okay, so the third point is from our side, very, very important side, and it is good that at the top level you all are looking at change, you all are looking at massive change. So now my request is today from this forum, you look at us in a different way. Do not look at us as tour operators. Ye to tour operator. Do not look at us as individual tour operators. Kuladi leke jata hai, ped kaad ke lata hai. So if you can look at us instead of drops of water, if you can visualize this as a fresh water river with lots of business in it, I think the game will change. It is from the top. If you all were able to see our segment, there are 20 segments from which business is coming. It's corporate, it's direct, it's everything. But this particular segment are a set of people who are sitting in front. They are not employees. इन्हें हम भक्त कहते हैं, भक्त, हनुमान जी. You can't pay them a salary. ये भक्त है. All of a sudden 400, 500 professionals are available in a stage where you are cutting costs. Imagine if these 400-500 people at your disposal as your own company's salespeople. What kind of business you can generate? So if we were to visualize at your level that this segment is important and this segment can give me huge business, if it's 10% leisure, they can easily make it into 20. If not, they can increase my revenue to great extent. So today, what I want to know is this possible? Can we do this? Can you look like I've written now, it's coming finally over here, in this changing scenario where we are all accepting change, if you can look and involve the inbound tour operators in a different way. So can we do that, Mr. Chhatwal? Means to think differently, to look differently, to look at us as partners to grow the business, not individuals.
So firstly, all this coming from with the last name Mistry is very nice to hear, and also saying drops of water and calling everybody Bhakt. So when you're saying Bhakt to it, the god has to be tourism, right? It cannot be hotel business. हम लोग थोड़े जूनियर भक्त हैं.
नहीं सर, नहीं, मैं चाह रहा था सर, मैं बताऊंगा क्यों आपको मैंने भगवान बनाया.
I think, okay, on a serious note, but क्या करें, आपने पेनल्टी दी है तो उसको तो मारना ही है. So the thing is that सबसे पहले तो we have to be united. This sector, as you rightly said just now, is very, very fragmented. When we go with our needs and wants to any forum, any government, then we are not having a united voice. So I think, on positive note, the various associations have worked together very well. So if cost was one consequence of the crisis, the second one is that it has brought together so many people. I mean, honestly speaking, I had never met Mr. Mehra in my life. My contact with him has been only digital. And I could not say no, and I came here. That is not just his perseverance, but also the coming together of the industry. So whether it is Faith, or it is CII, or it is FICCI, or it is Hotel Association of India, or whatever, we have all had an opportunity to work together, so that has worked well. Did we make big headways or penetration? Technically, no. Practically, yes. Because the biggest beneficiary of infrastructure development is tourism. One of the biggest beneficiary of ECLGS is also us. The biggest beneficiary of moratorium, so that the businesses don't shut down, is also us. To the extent possible, with whatever we could do with SEIS, despite the cap and all, the industry is a beneficiary. All the companies like us and ITC suffered, and we had to write off because the cap was done backdated. So anyways, the thing is, there is a lot of positive that happened. Mr. Mohan Kumar, who was there from Karnataka Tourism, what he said was absolutely right. In many states, we were able to achieve the industry status. We got the write-off on the property tax. We got some breakthrough on the excise fees. Not every state, but at least something is better than nothing. So I think tour operators, online travel agents, direct business, your own website, one cannot replace the other. We have to learn to coexist.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Help each other, and we will do that. And we have always done it. We will always do that. And there are great examples. I can take about our chain as an example. See, there came a time that domestic tourism became very important. So we don't have to only be, working with international online travel agents. Right? They are not represented here. So it's good. But a domestic agent was far stronger. If in a book it was written before, this one is not of the caliber of 5-star or 4-star, this is for, let's say, only a budget brand, you had to throw that thing in the garbage book because you have to go where the business is. So I think what we have to do is very simple, continue on this journey of being together, on the journey of collaboration, on the journey of being one. We should not say, "Arey, hotels ke paas to business hai, unka to phir bhi aa raha hai, hamara nahi hai." What does that mean? Companies like us have a fixed cost of 120 crores a month. As a publicly listed company, we do tell that. So that means any revenue less than 3,500 crores, we are in a loss. So I think there are issues that we should not blame each other, we should not be judgmental, we should work collaboratively, collectively, and not the one who goes first will win and the other one will not get anything. Wait for your turn. Don't go separately back behind the door to the tourism ministry, to the secretary, to the ADG. Let's do it. Let's say these are the top 5 priorities from which the industry can benefit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it should not be, "Arey, uska hai, uska nahi, uska." This does not work. I'm telling you, we will continue to suffer as an industry, although we have the best chances in the world, as done by the movie which was shown by the Vice President this morning, on what all possibilities India has to offer for foreign tourists. I mean, I'll just take one example. Sorry, it's becoming a little longer answer than I would have thought. But having spent 30 years outside of India, I can tell you, if you can convert our rituals and explain them like we have done successfully with yoga, why do we have a funeral pyre when people, pass away? It's not, why, what is the science behind it? People will get attracted, but when the pictures go out after the second wave of what is happening, people get scared. You start getting phone calls. Actually, you start getting even job offers. Maybe you want to come back. So I think this is an opportunity that you can communicate the oldest civilizations, science to the world, and you will see a larger influx of Westerners, of other international, of Asians coming into India, and it becomes what you call a latent opportunity, which has always been there but has never been capitalized on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've covered a lot of points. I'm sure others will also want to add, but the main thing which comes out, and I'm very happy, is that you said this segment cannot be replaced by another segment. Uske liye to taliyan banti hai. Means our segment remains our segment and it gets its due. Anurag, you have some point to say? How can you use this workforce to your advantage?
I think I'll pick on the point that you mentioned earlier, that consider these 400-500 people as extended sales force, our representatives, our ambassadors to the globe. So I think taking a cue from what you mentioned, what Puneet was addressing, what are we doing as a segment? How are we marketing India? We have this amazing, incredible India campaigns, and I'm sure at some stage we'll talk about it. How are we messaging? How relevant is that message today, post-COVID, in the new normal? How often are we repeating the same message? Sometimes in a very, very crowded marketplace, the messages have to be repeated very often for them to make relevance. Secondly, our narrative often is not positive enough. The perception and the optics that Puneet spoke about, funeral pyres and all this stuff about India, about second wave, how are we changing that narrative? There is so much to offer. India is the birthplace of Ayurveda, our wellness, yoga, everything is started from India. The whole world is embracing wellness. Is there a latent opportunity, a much bigger opportunity today as the wellness capital of the world? Are we doing actively enough sourcing to discover new source markets Or are we still going to the age-old source markets where everybody is fighting for the same piece of business? The other point that I'd like to make, to add on, is we all talk of marketing, we all talk of digitalization, but how many of us have actually invested or are prepared to invest? That how do we actually monetize marketing, and how do we get more deliberate about digital? How are we in a position to have the analytics and read a story from those analytics to drive detailing to the extent that we can put our dollars where they're relevant to be spent? So these are some of the points which I felt that we should work together as a fraternity.
Fine. Would anybody like to add on this? You would like? Thank you, sir.
Yeah. There's lots of people here that I've learned from over the last 25 years. And while the field has changed, I was a toddler when these experts were still around and teaching us what to do and what not to do. So what I say with a lot of respect, but I don't want to sugarcoat things. I'll be more blunt and honest on what can be done. The future, guys, is technology and digital. If you're not there, all of us are dinosaurs. Let me take an example. You have some very senior hotel people sitting here. We all have loyalty programs. The OTAs beat the loyalty programs 100 to 1. Our websites offer experiences, fantastic experiences. What does an OTA offer? I won't take any names. X999, last 2 rooms to go. Pure, simple commerce. Now, they've gotten there in the last 20 years. When they started, we said these guys don't know anything. We have it all. They have no experience. They have no expertise. We know how to do it, and people want the contact. The next generation, and let's please look at the next generation, because us guys are now a little passé. Want instant gratification. They want a deal today. Yes, of course, the experience adds to it, but when they're looking at things, they're taking quick decisions, and they're taking it all in the hand. It's not even laptops, it's here. So if Ayato, and there are brains here that are phenomenal, there is experience here of hundreds of thousands of years, can come together with an app, hotel guys will jump at you and say, let's work together. There is no reason we can't offer those deals and we can't go ahead. But somebody's got to think the next stage. Otherwise, we'll say good things to each other, and we'll go home and nothing more will happen. So, thank you.
Thank you for your frank speak. It does open our ears, eyes, nose, everything. Sir, you wanted to say something?
उमाब ने बात की भक्त और गुरु की.
हाँ जी.
पुनीत जी ने बात की उसकी, तो एक कहानी मैं बताता हूँ. I think which is perhaps the biggest good thing or the best thing that's happened post COVID, and hopefully it will end first. 202 में, 203 में ऐसा बूम आया इंडिया में. 1992 में कमरे नहीं थे, राइट? तब हम गुरु थे, आप भक्त थे, राइट? फिर उसके बाद और सब ट्रैवल एजेंट, सब आईआईटी वाले, सब जाते थे. होटल्स कमरे नहीं, प्राइसेस इतनी हो गई, गवर्नमेंट के पास प्राइस ही नहीं. एकदम बदल गया, सप्लाई बढ़ गई, राइट? हम भक्त बन गए, आप गुरु बन गए, राइट? टाइम बिल्कुल चेंज हो गया, राइट? और हम आपके पास आते थे कमरे के लिए, आप तब भी जाके गवर्नमेंट को कहते थे होटल्स लोग आ नहीं रहे, होटल के कमरे बहुत महंगे हैं. फिर आया कोविड, हम भी भक्त बन गए, आप भी भक्त बन गए. और आशा और उम्मीद यही है कि ऐसा ही रहे, और वो गुरु टूरिस्ट रहे, और हम सब इकट्ठे मिलके भक्त बने रहे.
ठीक है सर, समझ गया. Can we have the next slide, please?
You are watching Travel World Online.